Use the attribute commands to change its speed, its health, basically making your own boss mob inside of your world. I just wouldn't recommend doing like this user and giving it speed of a scale 3. Something about a giant zombie freaking out at the top of a ravine is horrifying in any update. I'm glad Mojang never added in this version of the giant. The new trial chambers seem like a giant thing to explore when you're inside of them, but how big do they look on the outside? Well, as you can see from this user, we actually got an answer for that. And by using command blocks to clear out this cubic area, we can see the actual scope of what we got going on here. And I thought the trial ruins from the last update are already bigger than we thought. So looking at this here, it's pretty spectacular, and I can only imagine the excitement of running into one of these while you're branch mining. I mean, at the very least, you're not gonna have to go look for more copper. With the new potion effects that we're able to brew, one of the most interesting ones is the potion of oozing, which means that when you kill a mob, it'll summon a slime where it dies. And then by using a piercing and multi-shot crossbow, we can constantly reuse that one oozing arrow, giving us potentially infinite slimes without ever needing to find a slime chunk. And speaking as someone who always hated having to use another mod like mini HUD or putting it into chunk base, I like this solution a lot more. And hey, it also gives me a use for the crossbow, which I've never particularly given any mind to up until now. Learning how to use the crafters is a bit of a tough sell, because to have things fill into it with a hopper, you have to know that they fill in a certain order, which makes it a lot harder if you want to craft something automatically with a shaped recipe. But here's one for you to memorize. By placing a hopper facing into a crafter, and then whatever container you want on top, we're first going to put in our 3 milk buckets, 1 sugar, 1 egg, followed by another sugar, and finally 3 wheat, which when we then press our button, we'll have in fact given ourselves a cake. It's almost like memorizing a phone number. But if you want a new party trick, this could be a fun one to do instead of note blocks. With the help of our crafters, bartering farms just got so much stronger, since now we're able to incorporate this into multiple parts of the process and use our piglins to basically make us all of the items that you can see on this handy sheet. And credit to user Billy K for laying all this out. I think particularly having the ability to make automatic Eyes of Ender, take our iron nuggets and craft it into iron ingots and then iron blocks, and perhaps my favorite, which is crafting all of our quartz into the different variants that we want it to be. It'll get even easier to grab all the resources out of this farm, though perhaps worse, you're really gonna need an item sorter after the end of this. The price we pay for having a lot of items, I guess. Back in the snapshots, we were still able to use our mace's windburst enchantment from standing. We could use an armor stand like this example to launch ourselves up multiple times, and then chain that right into a kill for PvP. And while